Yeah, that's just my feedback.
Sure. Do you have any thoughts, or have you seen any or heard any need for any of those amenities to be top of mind for the youth, or have any personal interest that that would benefit? I'm just kind of trying to gauge how each of you guys are feeling about that. Nothing additional? Okay. And any other thoughts? No feelings either way if it happens or doesn't happen?
I think we could probably provide more information through the group me. The other thing to consider too, because it is a, what May was saying, it's a really big decision that the town is considering at the moment, because not only are there amenities that have been asked for through surveys that have gone out through Berthoud, but also there's the financial aspect, right? You can't build a park off of hopes and dreams. It costs money, right? And so there's also the how do we get the funds? How does that work? Whether it's from our general fund or from the various tax funds that we have. Is it through a COP, which is not voter approved? Is it through a bond, which is voter approved? So that's kind of more on the financial and kind of like governmental side, if you will. So if any of you have questions too on how something like that is approved in a budget and how that gets funded, those would also be good questions, and we can have maybe it might be worth like a small study session just to help you guys understand how that budgeting works and how finding that money works in a town and what the impact is on the town, because every single one of those is going to have an impact in our budget in different ways, right? It's a really large endeavor to get all of these amenities that have been asked for. So so the financial piece has, like immediate impact as well as a long-term impact that will impact like future generations as well.
And so, yeah, that's totally dead on. And with that in mind, when the board is talking about these parks, we're talking about when you guys even have kids, like what is the impact decades from now?
Yeah.
And also when we spend money, what is that taking away from other projects in that same area? So the recreation type funding is specific for that use. And so if we're using that, what types of recreation may not happen, in those next decade or so or more if we put it all into this. So it helps to have the community say yes or no, we want it into this type of project, and what that looks like. So I'll send you guys those, and if you have any thoughts of like this looks amazing, or like I wouldn't really use this, or I think Bertha needs this instead. Like I, was thinking about Joe, because one of the things on the survey that never comes up is an ice skating rink, but it was like number 5 on there that people said that they wanted. And so I was like thinking, I was like, Joe could probably start a sign, get signatures from the youth on how many youth want that, to show the board how important it is if it is. And so that's where you guys can engage with your peers and get their feedback too, of having a sign up sheet at the schools and say, do you want to advocate for an ice skating rink to the town of Berthoud? If you sign this, then we'll take this to the board and show them that, 500 kids sign this saying they want you to keep in mind the ice skating rink and not to forget about it. And so things like that can have a huge impact, and you guys could be part of that. So I'll send you that information, and then, there's no bad ideas, you guys. You don't realize how important you are, that whatever you're thinking or feeling actually means a lot to the board. So please be, thinking about it and share your thoughts. But I want to be mindful of time so we can move on to the next items. Thanks, Cloud. Thank you.
Um, okay, so the next bullet point here is the presentation. I am not happy. Just gonna say it. I can't find a way to register new people, not people that have already gone, and there's no button to click saying new. Because when you go to register, I have it up. When you go to register and you click the register now button, it'll bring you and it'll say welcome, and it'll say attendee and NLC strategic partners and sponsors. You click on the attendee because that's what we are. We don't have an existing registration. So there's a button under new registration. You click continue. So I click continue with the new registration, and it's a membership. It's a membership search. We don't have a membership.
So
There's
might be something the
non-members.
town of Berthoud has to establish. And so you've done a lot of work, and I'm so grateful for you.
I have this
Like
is-
that's a lot of research and legwork this first year. So thank you. And I would say pass that baton to staff and let them figure out registration because they might have to register the town of Berthoud and then individuals within that each year. And so go ahead and take that off your shoulders because that sounds way complex. But you are doing an amazing job at researching and navigating all this. So thank you so much. You're gonna be the expert next year.
I
You're gonna be like, I know everything about the DC trip. So,
I do. I know all the money.
but we did get here back. Do you mind just giving like a 30-second recap on your conversation with Loveland, so we know what we do know and what we don't know? Yes. Yeah. I did also find out that the youth registration doesn't actually even start until So I haven't actually found that out myself yet, but that's what I was told by Loveland.
I still haven't been able to find.
Yeah, they don't even have that
2026.
registration up until January, which I'll need to probably talk to Chris and Cindy and make sure that if that is the case, which I'll find out myself by calling them and making sure that is true. Awesome. But that doesn't even start till then. If that is the case, we'll try to move that one over to roll over to January so we can get back on that. Perfect. And that's not that far from now, which is crazy. So we'll just want to be ready with whoever is intending to go, right? Last year they separated the youth conference from the normal conference, and it is 3 days prior from the actual conference. So it happens prior to the normal conference. Loveland budgeted 8,000. They spent 6,000. They did stay off site. They took 5 people, 4 kids, and 1 staff. The conference does require a 1-to-4 ratio. And 1 staff was like a town staff. Yeah. The trustees do usually go, but they usually go to the actual conference because it's much more involved and you get a lot out of doing that if the trustees go on their own and go to the conference versus going with the kids and being a chaperone. So that might be something to think about. We actually, it came up at our meeting. I actually think this is going to be the trigger for our board for the first time to go to this conference as well. Yeah. So it's kind of neat. You guys are leading, trailblazing that for the actual town board. There was just some general notes. Loveland stayed at a Hilton. They flew Frontier. They gave the kids like $100 gift card to spend, so they had some spending money. The conference only paid for, they had a lunch every day, and then the conference obviously came back, and then the town picked up Loveland picked up everything else for the kids when it came to food. They put it on the kids to make sure that any absences were definitely put on to the kids and the parents to make sure that their absences were approved by the school. They did do some tours with the White House, the Capitol, and those were all arranged in November and December. It does require the 90-day notice, which I believe I already told you guys. So, yeah, if I can get a hold of someone over there, I have not gotten a call back, so that's kind of disappointing. But we'll try again. Is there any way we could piggyback on what they're doing, just so that because they're already it'd be even neat if the kids could all travel together. It'd be neat networking, bonding, because you guys did great with the youth conference, getting to know those kids, and so that could be nice to have some experienced people in there. What were the actual dates of the youth conference, just so they can make sure they can attend? Do we know? Overlap day. 15th, 16th, 17th? Is that what you said? Or 14. Till what day? So that would be the 13th through which day if they stayed the extra day? Okay. Right. Yep. That's what I was wondering too. Is I think any of the chaperones that are going should also be background checked. And so I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that because we'll have parents that maybe want to join, and then if I end up able to join our other trustees that are wanting to help as well. So I think everyone who's participating with youth should go through the same process. How long you've been on the board, your attendance, as well as your year in school. That sounds like something for you guys to discuss. Should there be requirements or an application process for everyone to get to attend? We have a smaller, you guys have a smaller board than like a Loveland, which had a bunch of like 20 some kids. So I think it might be more practical for all of you to be able to attend, but should there be some type of requirements to attend, or do you think just anyone who wants to go? How are you guys feeling about that?
I definitely agree where I think we should get as many people as we can. 'Cause I know there's a good chunk of us can't attend anyway. Like I will be out of town that week. But it still might be nice to set some kind of application, even if it's, some kind of standard that all of us apply to, just so that it kind of works as a base. If we want to do it again the next year, we can just alter it and maybe change it to be more picky if we needed to reevaluate.
Mm, that's a good idea. What do you think, Cloud?
Ditto.
Mm. Well, and for the three new folks, a lot of the promotion for the position for this role was that you get to attend the DC trip. And so, how are you guys feeling about this? Is that something that was a priority for you when you joined? And would you guys be okay doing the application even if it was just procedural, not that you would be denied, but that, just showing that you're really invested?
Yeah, I'd be good doing that.
I'd be fine with that.
And then for those dates, the 13th through 17th, do any of you know for sure? Or like Harper said, she can't attend. Do you guys know if you can or can't? Or do you still have to get confirmation?
I will not be able to attend because I have a school DC trip that week.
Really?
Interesting.
Wow. So there'll be other Berthoud people, or possibly?
Birds of lovely people, yeah.
Wow.
What will you be attending in DC during that time?
It's just like a school field trip to do a lot of sightseeing. We're gonna go to like a billion museums. It'll be nice.
Awesome.
Huh.
No.
Fascinating. Well, we might see you there anyway. And how about you?
I can probably go. I still have to check.
Okay. And Cloud, you're coming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's during spring break. I've got nothing. I don't do anything over spring break.
Yeah, that is kind of the nice thing, is that it is during that time. Okay, so I would just say we need that confirmation by the end of December, because if we're registering in January, we need all that. Yeah. Could we put together a brief application with justification and that way if they supply that, then we know for sure they're carving out that time, that they're serious about going and have those dates free. That would be helpful. So let me probably and it's going to be hard to remember because of holidays. So if you are interested in going, make sure you fill that application out and have those dates cleared on your calendar with your family. And then send that in.
I do want to add one thing. All of the register now buttons on that website lead to the same website.
Yeah.
Yep. I just
Like a
wanted to
loop.
make sure you knew, so you weren't like, oh, register now. Oh, it's a different website. It's not a different website. It's the same one.
Oh no,
I got the runaround too. I was like, I just wanted to see the cost.
that's frustrating.
Get anywhere.
No,
So
no,
frustrating. So sorry.
Yeah, it was not an easy
Okay.
And it sounds like we're good on the board side, like the funds are already allocated according to staff. Is that correct? So they don't need to re-ask. Good. How are we, can we just ask real quick, how are we feeling about chaperones? Because in my mind, if a parent wanted to attend with their child, they could. Would it be at their own cost? Would it be part of the cost absorbed by the
as far as
funds
I
set
know,
aside?
it would be at their own cost. I don't know if the town would pick that up. That's something that I would have to find out.
And do you guys have an opinion on that either way? Would you have a parent or guardian who would want to attend with you? And would you like to ask staff to see if they could be covered by the cost? Any preferences on that?
I've talked to Amanda about asking if, because I'm available to go. I've got that time blocked off already with work. So I don't know if I would be considered the commission or parent, because I'm both. But if it is something that I would have to expense, then I won't be able to go. I won't be able to be a chaperone.
Well, and I think it's fair to ask. We can, because there's enough, I think there's plenty of funds in there for additional chaperones, I guess is what I was seeing. And so if parents wanted to attend with one of their children, it would help, I think, for one, making sure that everyone's has what they need. And you could share a hotel room, so that doesn't add cost. So it's just something that we can maybe ask and see if a parent chaperone, especially for this first year.
Mm-hmm.
I think where there's so much unknown, it'd make me feel a little bit better. Parents could attend. They want to.
Yeah. And then I can also help navigate all the travel and transportation while in DC and all of those kind of logistic things, because I do a lot of travel for work, so I can help
That would actually
navigate the group.
be amazing.
It's quite a process, but it's very doable.
Basically, I think we need Casey to be able to go. All right. Do you have any other things you need to cover with that, or do you want to move on?
No, I mean, other than that, the presentation is how it is. They just don't have we don't have the numbers. We don't have the registration because it's stupid.
Well, Amanda's
Great.
got a copy of it in the drive, so
And the nice thing about that too is that will be there as a format for next year too. So
Oh, yeah.
each year it's going to build and it'll be fine tuned. So good job. The first year is always the hardest.
It is, yeah.
It gets easier.
Embrace the cringe, as Miss Lanter says. Embrace the first year. Lanter's great. Okay, we good to move on? Any other points on point number 5? Awesome sauce. Our team bonding, our barbecue. How do we want to do that in the middle of winter?
Yeah, I think it might be a little late for that.
I think there should be some type of activity.
Did we want to do something like inside then, and like still have like burgers and hot dogs and stuff,
Yeah.
but like have it inside?
Or do like the arcade and have the food truck food, and I still think it'd be nice for you guys to be able to connect and have fun. You're gonna do the escape room too, but
Yeah, that's
it would be nice to be able to have that brainstorming time of like, what do you think Berthoud needs, and what do you want to get out of this, and kind of more of that casual time, and family can come too and be involved. But you guys can set where you think would be fun, because I think this should be fun. It shouldn't just be stuff. So you guys pick something fun to do, preferably in town. And what do you think?
Well, I am not the best person to go off of here for that.
Well, how about everyone has to come up with an idea? We can go down the line.
I'm starting.
No, we're still doing the escape room.
I feel like the arcade would be okay. That'd be fun.
I like the arcade, but if we can't do something in Berthoud, I think it would be nice if we went with Cloud's idea and like just someone could host and everyone brings a dish. And it's like basically a barbecue, just warmer.
Yeah, because my point go off of is when I'm trying to talk about important things and I'm at an arcade and there's a lot of distractions and it's really loud,
That's fair.
it tends to not mix with me. So I thought we could host inside. But if everyone wants to do the arcade, I mean, that's fine.
I bet there's quieter days too, where there's not other people attending. I haven't been often enough to know what days those are. But
You could also go to a restaurant. That'll be like a nice space to talk.
well, you guys get to decide.
Those are all good ideas.
Yeah.
Are we deciding on this today?
I would.
Okay.
If you have time. What other things do you have to cover? The escape room and what else?
The escape room, I feel like, has already been covered.
That's true.
It's,
And
it's a thing we're doing. Isn't it on the calendar? Don't we have it on the calendar? Wait.
Yes, it's on the calendar. It's actually,
Is it the 7th?
yeah, it's Sunday.
Sunday. Oh. Oh my gosh, my calendar looks a little weird. Oh, I don't like that.
So perhaps Cloud, you and Joe can discuss the barbecue or event. And like I said, think of fun. Like, this is really heavy in here, so think of something fun, and it doesn't have to be heavy with conversation. Just more of a brainstorming, but then fun.
Yeah,
So
see, the restaurant
bonding.
or like a tiny barbecue inside would, I feel like, would be the best thing.
So perhaps the two of you can take everyone's ideas into consideration and come up with a plan.
Yeah, let me write everything
And if December's too crazy, maybe January would be more appropriate.
down. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I think January, just remembering everything that's in December, I think January would be best. Just saying, because we have this week
You
and
only
then
have a
next
couple
week
weeks of finals
of actual school, and then that third week is finals, and then we go into Christmas break.
yeah.
And I know I'm going to be working a whole bunch over winter break.
Does the group meet, or I forget what it's called, so group me or group
Yeah.
chat, whatever it is.
Group me.
Does it have like a polling ability so you could poll people's availability? Or I guess you
Let
could
me
always do a
look.
Google poll or something too. But that might be nice for things like that, to just poll everybody, because everyone's schedules are so complex.
To group me? I'll do that later.
And then who's all attending the escape room?
What day was it?
Then
Sunday,
7th.
The 7th.
So
What time?
this Sunday, and the one that we had picked was the 3:30 to 4:30.
How do you spell restaurant?
I think
I thought Joe did,
Steve-
but
I thought Steve was gonna register everybody for that.
mm. Yeah, we probably should check on that.
I spelled restaurant.
So please communicate whether or not you can attend that, because tickets were purchased, I thought, and if they're not purchased, then they need to know how many. How many? Do you remember how many are allowed to go to the escape room?
Pretty sure it was a maximum of 8.
And so that would impact maybe if another parent could go to, if we could get 8. So just please let us
We're,
know if you can or cannot attend.
Were we still planning? So in November, we talked about like meeting before the escape room from like 2 to 3:30, like a coffee shop, Earl's Coffee Shop. I think is what you recommended. Is that? Are we still looking to do that? Like I had put it on the calendar to block out the time. I think because we were trying to do the barbecue, but everybody's December schedule was very packed.
That's right. Perhaps we could table that so they can have the gathering time in January and have it
Okay.
be more robust.
That
So
sounds good.
I say we scrap that. And if you are attending the escape room, if anything, you and I can chat, and then
Yeah.
chaperone these guys. So that might work. So I think if you are planning to attend, staff needs to know today for the escape room. So
I know Joe was available as well. Joe was the one that helped decide of the day.
who else?
I'm also available.
The escape room.
It was the Secrets of the Pharaoh,
Yes, I can attend. Well, and if Casey would like to. Okay, perfect. And then
Serena. I don't think I can have robotics.
I think. And Maddie,
I
did
don't
she
know.
say she had a cheer competition that day?
if we don't,
See if I can ping
we only have a few minutes left. I don't know how long everyone has, but I do want to touch on the parade this Saturday. 6 tickets. Okay. What about Maddie?
I'm gonna send her a message.
Do we want to just get the 7 just in case? For the parade, I know we're jumping out of agenda 2, but I just need confirmation that anyone can attend the parade, because I don't want to be the only person in a youth advisory float. That would not make any sense.
Oh,
So-
speaking of, we were gonna grab the banner and shirts.
Awesome.
Cloud,
So can anyone attend
You're
the
voluntold.
parade?
I have. I'm in the marching band at Berthoud High School, so I kind of have 2 places I need to be.
Yeah.
At. So I think I'm going to talk to my band director and see if he needs me there because I do color guard and we weren't planning to have him in the first place.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll see what
Yeah.
he thinks.
That's awesome, though. I mean, that would be great if you're in it for that too. So just let us know. And then I was just gonna look up what time we have to. Did I say 4:30 or 4 o'clock? We'd have to meet up.
yeah, you said 4 at your place.
Yes, so 4, and then we
Because we have
line
to
up at
line up.
4:30.
We line up at 4:30. So do you still want us to help decorate the day before?
If anyone wants to help decorate, that would be great. I've never done that before, especially with Christmas lights, so any help would be great. But I also, me and my family could figure it out, and people could just show up if you're not able to help decorate, we will totally still put something together. But I especially just want to see if anyone can be on the float. It's just gonna be riding in the Jeep, but if anyone wants to ride in it in the parade.
Is it going to be in the?
There would be 5 seats in the actual truck, so people can be warm if they want, and then there'd probably be you can sit in the bed of the truck too. So there's plenty of room, I think, in it to.
I have a propane heater if anybody wants to sit in the bed of the truck with the banner that I can bring if you're okay with having a propane
Totally.
heater in the bed of your truck.
Totally, whatever. I was thinking about buying a snow machine too, because I was like, we should have a lot of fun with this, but I'm still waiting to see if we're going to have a float in the parade. We are registered, but who is planning to, are you going to be there? Are you guys at least going to be in it?
Yup.
You could be in the truck. You don't have to be like prominent, like, Queen of England if you don't want.
And miss out on the propane heater?
It's a wonderful heater, and if we can get a speaker, I mean, it's a dance party back there.
That's true.
Same heater that Wedge burned his tail on.
Yes, the very one.
Is anyone else planning to attend? No,
Is it this Saturday?
it is the Saturday.
No, I will not be able to attend.
Yeah.
Busy. So the Saturday, just so you guys know, Saturday is the whole Christmas event in Berthoud, the Very Merry Berthoud, and there's like a full day of events if you are able to attend any of it too. Just so you know, it's all on the town of Berthoud's website, and it's really exciting. But maybe more next year. So I at least have Cloud. Joe can't attend, and I don't know. I think Maddie said she's out. So it might just be us. You guys still want to do it? Because
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
down if you want to.
We should
Okay.
still do it.
We can
should
still represent.
Still represent, have our
Yes.
banner,
Okay.
decorate.
Perfect. I'll make my kids sit in there too then. I'll represent. Okay. We can move on.
What is point number 7?
The youth conference.
Yeah.
Your guys' is.
Yeah, I think they had definitely shown interest. What I'd love to do, and maybe we could sit down and do this as a side. Maybe the chair and co-chair and staff and myself can sit down and create that like blueprint for that event that we like kind of pass on so that it kind of stays at least structured, because that works so great. And then we could even suggest, her name was Preeti, I think, and even keep using her because she was amazing. And so kind of have like pass that baton on and then offer to help with logistics so that we can still kind of be, Berthoud could still be involved in it. Is that something, could we just set up a meeting that works for the 4 of us? And because you and Joe might have feedback on how that conference went so that we could hand that to Greeley and just be like, hey, we wish we had advertised a little earlier to the other commissions. Here's the things we would have tweaked, and here's the things we'd leave totally the same because it worked so great. So you guys get to kind of lead out on that since you set that bar. So it'd be great if the 4 of us can meet with staff staff, and then just kind of give them a blueprint to pass on, and then that will go to the next year too. What do you think, Cloud?
Yeah.
And Harper, with the youth conference, did you have any feedback going forward? And you're good passing it on to another.
I mean,
Town?
the first one's always the hardest. So there's probably things that Joe and I could say that probably need improvement.
Yeah, and I think Harper could weigh in on that too, since she was really involved.
You good? Treasurer's report? Okay. You sure? I was kidding. No. Other meeting reports. Hopefully it snows.
Yeah, right.
Oh shoot,
Uh-oh.
that's not fun for.
Doesn't look like it's supposed to snow on Saturday, so that's good.
I don't even remember what happened with Port. That November's a
been-
blur.
I know that would have been. Did you take notes in your notebook
I
from?
did not. I think I forgot my notebook. No, I don't. November was a blur, so I'm like, what happened in Port?
Were they talking about Richardson?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that you were talking about Richardson. I don't know. I'll probably have more information on our next meeting about today's meeting.
I was to say it's ports tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, Port's today.
Mm.
So, yeah, my bad.
Was it? It was unanimous though, their decision, right, to support Richardson, or do you remember? It wasn't.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff being talked about tonight for Port.
Mm.
So, like Newell Farm.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So, you. Yeah, Newell. Yeah. Yeah, but this meeting is to talk about the logistics of it all.
Like the Newell design. Yeah. Mm.
Very exciting things. Okay, our next meeting. Would that be in January? January 7th. Oh, this looks. It would be indeed. Okay. Dokie.
And so we'll just wait for staff to send out some type of application for DC that they need to get back to you before the end of the month. Is that fair? Is that something that everyone can do if you're planning to attend? Hmm.
And the group me invitation can be sent out like through a text message, right, to everybody.
Oh, I couldn't get on for some reason.
And then it's just really helpful to us for planning and stuff if a group message is sent out with some, like, asking information, if you guys could just respond. Just making sure that you're staying engaged in that. Just since we meet so infrequently, it helps to make sure that coordinate some things through that. So, make sure that if you get a message from one of the adults or one of the chairs to respond, that helps a lot. And then Steve's buying tickets for escape room. And so everyone planned to get there like 15 minutes early, I'm assuming. Oh, those are the new times.
Those are the new times. Um,
Do we have to check with everybody first? Because, like Joe, that might change things for him, maybe.
I think so. Let's see.
What were those times? 3:30.
3:30.
I'm fine with any of them. Who else was planning to attend? I forget. If you guys could just send that through band, then what times work for you for that day? Maybe that opens up more opportunity for you if you weren't able to attend. This is this Sunday, 5, 6:30, or 8. We'll probably need to buy those by the end of the day, you think? Just to secure a spot, because those might spill up. And then Cloud, if you and Joe can work with staff to set a meeting time for the, or not a meeting, not with, there's that meeting, but then the, for the barbecue, if you guys can talk about when to, we keep calling it that, the, just call it group bonding, but arcade or restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else? Do you want to ask if anyone has anything to report or any updates or anything they need to share?
Possibly. Possibly. Well, if everything is done and nothing else needs to be said, I adjourn this meeting at 8:05 in the morning. Meeting adjourned.